Hey, yo. Hey, how you doing, Ministry? We are back in the building. If you are watching on video, yes, I'm a bit rocky today. New location, no internet, no table, no mic. No, it's all a bit interesting, but we're here. We're here and we're traveling at full speed and at full gear, as it were. Because, yeah, it's AEW's turn for the Ministry to throw some bits down. Who else is in the house?
Table.
Let the record show, I have a stand, right? The only problem with that stand, right, is that the internet just doesn't want to react for my laptop to work. So, we're doing what we can.
Now, you see, if I was allowed to post images of my daughter online or videos of her online, this is where I'd upload her, where I've turned her into a GIF where she's going, wow.
I'll tell you what, Paul, a GIF of her being a table. Sorry.
Double V, the Viceroy, the very similitude. Nico Lero is in the house. What up, everyone? Who else is here?
What up? I'm Den the Tech, the champion, the one and only at the top right now.
All right, Big Toad in the zone once again. We've got a great show for you again.
Yes.
Leon Usi Simsy. So.
Usi Simsy. I like that.
He's Usi.
Usi Simsy.
You know what I love, yeah? It's not even seasonal with Leon, yeah? It's a mood. Like, he went from The Undertaker to Ultimate Finesser, and he's just feeling Usi right now, bro.
Hey, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the new name.
Of course. Yeah, everyone's feeling Usi, bro. You got to be Usi.
You got to be Usi with Sami Zayn, who's going to dethrone Roman Reigns. I'm going to say it every episode.
You know
and put enough energy out there.
I really want to place the bet with you.
I'm not gonna lie, Leon. You should have signed in as Leon Uso. That would have sealed it, bro.
Yeah, maybe next one.
Okay, let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Yeah. So as I said, it is full gear. Apologies for the rocking. It's there. Not even had a chance to do our round robin. It's just been a bit nuts, but all the matches are there. It's a big one. Before we do go in, let's just say this is recorded pre-Rampage, so we don't know who's the finals in the championship tournament. And let's be honest, between now and Saturday night, Tony Khan has probably got space for another 6 more matches because that's just the way shit goes. But you know what? This pay-per-view scares me because like WWE. Yeah, exactly. That's there. WWE has not been in my favor recently, and normally I've done quite well with the AEWs, but Big Tone has been taking the victory. So right now, then our reigning champ is at the top, and Big Tone has a good reputation of scoring quite well on the AEW pay-per-view. So I'm really, really crossing every finger and everything to get half of.
But what's the scores? What's the scores, George?
So we did actually recap this on the show that AJ and I did last week, but after the we did a quick recap of the last pay-per-view, whatever the fuck it was. I can't even remember at this point.
Rules.
Thank you, sir.
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel.
We
did Crown Jewel.
There you go. It was that memorable. We did a recap of Crown Jewel. And they basically brought the total scores to the season. Everyone's on 4, other than Den, who's now on 5.
Yeah, baby.
And we lost AJ.
I'm on my own again.
He's pissed off about throwing away that 3-point lead he had over me at one point. You know.
Have I gone Christian? Have I gone Christian? Finally, I'm on my own.
Yes.
Yeah. So long as it ends that way, I'm good.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how you start, it just matters how you finish.
That's true. We've got until May, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing what happens there.
Look, I'm going there just to fix it.
This is what I'm saying. 2 of us are actually going to be there for the final showdown of points, which is quite interesting.
Rub it in.
It's very exciting. But let's get into this pay-per-view. Let me set us all up. Here we go. And let's... I don't agree with the order you do things in, AJ, but for the hell of it, let's just go with what you've done.
Change the screens around, please, bro.
I have.
I don't know, so everyone's on the side.
Yes, that old chestnut.
That old chestnut, yeah. Oh, fuck, here we go. that was a bit too HD for my own liking.
Ask and you shall receive, good sir.
Yeah, tell me about it.
let's start off with this one because this is a doozy. The Ring of Honor title between Bryan Danielson, Chris Jericho, Claudio Castagnoli, and Sammy Guevara. Oof.
Fuck me. I love the way it ended on me for this one. I was really waiting to see what most people said. I would like to see Bryan Danielson go. No, it's cool, it's cool. I would like to see Bryan Danielson do this, but I think we're still in El Ocho era, so I'm going to go with Chris Jericho in this one.
Interesting. My man's going with Jericho for the opener. Big Tome, what do you have to say on the matter?
Firstly, this stands the potential to be like the match of the night.
Yes.
Look at the people we got in this match, man. Like
yes.
all of them are like 5-star generators, man. Yeah. So, you know, aside from that, storyline wise, there's a lot of stories that can come out of this. There can be some friction between Jericho and Sammy, and that's the reason why they're in that match. Maybe perhaps like Sammy costs Jericho the title. Maybe Sammy takes the title. And like from there, you know, we have that little infighting. But what I'm kind of leaning towards is Claudio's been on a tear. He's been mashing up people left and right. Yeah. And he lost the title from Jericho in the first place. So can we have him have the title and maybe him and Bryan Danielson feud over it? Perhaps, maybe. But something tells me they're still not done with this Ocho storyline. So I think I'm actually going to follow AJ. Yeah. And say Jericho.
As long as Big Tone's gone with me, I'm happy.
Then the tech over to you, bro.
Right. I wish I went first. I can say, come on, man. Jericho's getting this. Simple reason. Is the guy that we need right now. So it's Jericho. So that's it.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same mind, you know, just because I think this Ocho thing they've got going on, obviously the storyline being that I'm going to tear down Ring of Honor. The reality is I'm going to validate Ring of Honor.
That is exactly it.
Ain't he doing just that? Like, I care more about this Ring of Honor title than I ever have before. Like, Jericho is just the man. It's just adding to his status of GOAT, and he is putting people over each and every single match, putting people over that I wasn't even fucking aware of for most part. So the job is working.
With the highest respect, like Dalton Castle. Yeah, I'd heard of him and didn't know what his gimmick was until Jericho.
I love Dalton. They need to bring his own music back.
Even Colt Cabana, I can't remember the last time I saw Colt Cabana have a match that good. You know what I mean? Like,
SmackDown, no, Velocity, 2005.
There you go. You have a memory of an elephant, good sir. I respect you for that.
I'm taking the sarcasm.
I know. Yeah, I think this is too much of a good thing they got going on. Leon, over to you.
I was tempted to go for Claudio. Everyone raises a good point about Jericho. Plus, he said he was going to go through the whole of the Ring of Honor roster, which he hasn't done yet. So it would make sense for him to win this match and continue this Ocho storyline that he's doing, like what the rest of you said. So I'm going for Chris Jericho as well.
Let me ask you a question now that you said that. Does Jericho hold the Ring of Honor title until Ring of Honor actually becomes a proper show on TV?
I would say yes. That was the point I was going to make next, actually.
He should. He really, really, really should.
Also, while we're talking Ring of Honor and going on to questions, do you think Tony Khan should book Colt Cabana and his mum versus Bob Bagwell and his mum?
It depends. It depends whose bank account and when he's going into.
Hey! I'm gonna join the car with my mother, so I don't care.
You're a dickhead, AJ. All right, next match. I'm super excited for this one. Sting and Darby Allin. I can't believe I'm going to say this versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett.
Wow.
So exciting.
Thank fuck it's not on me again. This one scares me, actually.
Well, so, you know, this is a really good amalgamation of TNA versus AEW. Yeah, like a a little bit of sprinkle of Ring of Honor in there as well.
A little bit of WCW in there too.
Yeah, man. This is a nice little variety match. It's actually, I'm glad to see Double J back in the ring and actually back in storylines and everything. Because WWE, he was on there, but he was on there as a side piece. He did a couple of bits. I think it was a missed opportunity to not put him in any storylines. Yeah, you should have. But he is here. I mean, I'm not really sure what this gimmick is. They're not really explained it too well. But as far as the match goes, it's going to deliver its pieces, its bits. And the question is, Darby Allin and Sting, they should win on pay-per-view. But then, Jeff Jarrett does come back. Don't you want him to do the bits? And Darby can take a loss. And that could sort of build a thing between him and Sting. I'm going to go with Jarrett. And
wow. That's one down.
Over to you.
Right, it's Sting and Darby Allin undefeated with each other. They've been defeated individually, not defeated together. And also, you got what's his name? Those Jarrett and Jay Lethal. They're just made to lose, so they're gonna lose again. So it's kind of easy. Undefeated one, always losing against each other. Ain't gonna change. And if it change, Tony Khan did it wrong.
I'm actually agreeing with Den on this one, I'm afraid, because I think Sting's been gone for long enough now that he needs to return to have the victory. Also, you got to remember that Sting appearing now has become, something we see on the reg because he always comes down with Darby to the ring. Sting wrestling is an event showpiece. It's only happened like 2 or 3 times now in AEW, and it's always like chef's kiss when he does it on a pay-per-view. I don't think... I feel like Sting's almost got like a Hulk Hogan style contract. It's like, I'll wrestle, but I ain't losing on pay-per-view.
Because Stinger lays down for absolutely nobody.
This is what I'm saying. I don't think you have Sting lose on a pay-per-view when he's been out for months. He has to come back, triumphant hero. He has to bitch slap Jay Lethal. And he has to put Jay Lethal in a Scorpion Deathlock. So for me, Sting and Darby Allin need to take this one. Leon.
There's a lot of whys with this match with me. For example, why is Jeff Jarrett back? Or why is he even there? Like, why? The only thing I can put it down to is Sting's coming back. He's, as Nico said, he's not been back for a long time. So the only relevant person to bring into this thing to address Sting, hence their matches in WCW, etc., is Jeff Jarrett, and that's the only reason he's there. I don't really understand why he's in this match. Jay Lethal was with another group, and now all of a sudden he's with Jeff Jarrett. Doesn't make no sense. Against the team who've really done good at pay-per-views as well. It's a no-brainer, really. So I'm going to go for Darby Allin and Sting. Although I don't know why, but for some reason I sense a turn in Sting. I've always said to myself, what if? But I'm going for Sting and Darby Allin.
Look how conflicted AJ is. Look at this. He's so torn.
The main event, Lil's just kind of called for a reunion of a main event mafia in AEW there. If Jarrett and Sting do pair up, I'm torn, and I'll tell you why. Because my go-to has always been Tony Khan has to be the biggest Sting mark. Sting doesn't lose. That has always been my easiest point, always. And I don't know why Jeff Jarrett, who's let's be real, isn't the biggest draw. He's a major talent in the ring. That's one thing about Jeff. Jeff can actually really put on in the ring. But yeah, it's money then. I agree with that all day long. I just don't know which way this goes. Now, I've sadly not had a chance to catch up on AEW. After Darby got the guitar swing to the head, has there been any comeback or revenge, or has it just been upper hand?
Nothing yet. Nothing yet. There's just been video packages.
And I don't even think they were on. I don't even think they were on Dynamite this week either.
It was just the video package on Dynamite.
Yeah.
Very good one. Very good one.
Y'all keep forgetting. Y'all think Jarrett is not really money. Jarrett is South. He's that deep South money. That's what he is. These people that's in the South that just love the old school territory. Jeff Jarrett and their family. What's his dad's name?
Jerry Jarrett.
Jerry Jarrett. I mean, it's just the Jarretts. You don't understand. The South love Jarrett. Y'all don't get it. I don't get it. But trust me.
There's this tickling feeling that says to me, how can I say it? This Undertaker with a guitar, because that's what his gimmick's looking like right now, might just be the one to take out Sting in a pay-per-view. I don't know why. I don't want to go against my dead cert, though. That's the part that kills me, and I am torn as hell. I feel like doing a den and flipping a coin right now.
Go ahead. And hope it lands on Jarrett.
How much history or friendship do Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett have? Because who's to say he won't turn that guitar on him? For losing the match.
Turn, bro. I love you. Leon calls more turns than NASCAR.
Wait, come on. It's just one turn.
One minute it was Jarrett's going to turn. Now it's Sting's going to turn. Then it's Jarrett. You know what? It's the pairing. I would like to think that this team can go for. Oh, fuck me. I'm saying it. I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to stick with Jeff Jarrett. I'm going to stick with Jarrett. No, sorry. Fuck. Yeah, no, go. I was going to say Sting, but I said I'm going to stick with Jarrett. I'm going to stick with Jarrett. The heart has spoken.
Wait,
I'm going to fucking regret this.
Different sport. And we're talking about Jarrett, so we're talking about the South. Did any of y'all see the NASCAR race last week where the guy needs to come fifth? I know it sounds ridiculous. Ignore the race. He had to come fifth to get into the championship. And there's a thing everyone does in a video game called wall riding, when you just drive around onto the wall. The dude did that in real life, and it worked. It's a crazy ass movie to see. Just type it in on sort of again YouTube or whatever, and just watch it. It's crazy to see. I don't watch NASCAR, but I had to watch that. Anyway, moving on, back to wrestling.
Yeah, very good, Den, because you're on next for this one, and that is for the TNT Championship: Samoa Joe versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse.
Is that official?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's off the AEW Insta, bro, so it's official.
Right. Yeah, I know I'm a Powerhouse Ops fan for some strange reason. I don't know why. I just said the first one, went, that guy should be a jobber. Oh my God, it's good. But I'm going to go with Wardlow on this. I just remember him being the guy, the powerbomb guy with, what's his name again, with MJF. Mm-hmm. And this is going from a thing for later tonight. I'm going with Wardlow on this, and I hope they bring something back with him and MJF just because he's gone downhill after he left MJF. I want something to come back with them too. So, yeah, I'm going to go with him for now. That's
Big Tone in the zone.
Let me start off by saying hashtag fixes music. This match actually, has some potential to be quite good, quite striking. We all know Joe was gonna turn and feud with Wardlow eventually. I'm gonna go with Wardlow as the guy who wins because I feel rather than what could happen is Powerhouse Hobbs gets the title because of interference, and then Wardlow feuds with Joe over the Ring of Honor TV title. But what I feel we're gonna get the visual is of him holding up the TV title and TNT titles. We're gonna see Wardlow as a double champ at some point. So I'm going with Wardlow.
I am very much of the same thinking. Powerhouse Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs is the
dark horse.
He is that dark horse for me because the last few times he's wrestled and I've underestimated him. He's slowly turning into AEW's Sami Zayn. It's like you don't really want to not back this guy on the pay-per-view. It's starting to get that way. I do think we need to see more from Wardlow. I think if you ended his title reign now, it would be pretty stale because they've underutilized him. I'm gonna go Wardlow as well. I've got to. As much as my heart is telling me Powerhouse Hobbs, but my head's telling me Wardlow.
Just want to emphasize this. I literally just guessing on this because as y'all should know, well, y'all know in the group and everyone is listening, I'm the wrestling fan that don't actually watch wrestling. And I just picked Wardlow just because I was like, yeah, I heard about him and MJF. That's literally it. So, damn. Damn.
Yeah. Leon, over to you, brother.
Yeah, this is going to be one of them cases where Hobb drops someone, preferably Joe, and then all of a sudden Wardlow's going to come out of nowhere, throw him out the ring, and get the pin. It's going to be one of them situations where you think Hobbs is going to win, but something happens just before it gets thrown out the ring, some kind of shit like that. I don't see Samoa Joe leaving with two titles. What, 2 belts Joe? Nah, I don't see it. But 2 belts Wardlow, I do. I kind of agree with the earlier prediction of Wardlow going on to have 2 belts. I think Big Tone said that. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. I'm going to go with Wardlow to retain the TNT title.
Go on, AJ.
You know,
Samoa Joe.
No, I actually think I'm going to go Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah,
it's kind of like what you were saying, Nick. I feel that I've underestimated this guy every time, and it's come back to bite me in the ass too many times. And I actually feel that if you play the game separately, screw it, it predicts into something else later on. There might be bigger for Wardlow now. He might have surpassed the TNT title, and there's an interesting story that leads into that already for him. So I think Joe's got what he's doing. Joe reps ROH. Hobbs has been one of those guys that I think the last time we had that match, which was Starks and Hobbs, we were like, the winner of that match, they have plans for. We saw the winner of that match. We've not seen what the plans are. This could be the chance to see some plans. So it might be a bit of a risk, but I'm going to go Hobbs on this.
That's a calculated risk.
I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be upset.
I think that's a smart calculation, that one, AJ. That's a calculated risk, that.
Thank you.
Right, up next, we've got... I mean, this should be a good match. Jungle Boy, Jack Perry versus Luchasaurus in a steel cage match. And for this one, we're going to get Usi up first.
I was ready for that.
Yeah, this one's been going on for some time now. But I'm hearing that Luchasaurus is injured. So for that reason, I think he's going to have...
I said, I didn't know he was injured. Fair play.
Oh, okay. Yeah, apparently he's injured and he's been holding it for a long time. Whether that's a rumor or not, I'm not sure. But if that's the case, obviously he's going to need to take some time off, and this would be the perfect way to exit, to obviously sort his arm out. At the same time, Jungle Boy's been getting his ass handed to him for the last for some time now. So I think it's about time that he gets some kind of payback. And obviously the steel cage will help. He's a lot more agile to scale the cage and all kinds of stuff like that. Obviously he'll take more risks. But I think this is going to be one of those things where he loses the match to kind of bow out for a second so that he can undergo rehab or whatever for his injuries. So just on that, I'm going to go Jungle Boy.
Yeah, I'm of the same mind. I don't know about the injury. One thing important to note here, I may be wrong on this, so feel free to correct me if that's the case, but I'm pretty sure in AEW they don't do cage escapes. They just fight in the cage. I don't think...
Okay, interesting. But you can still do a death-defying move off of a cage, to be fair.
You can indeed.
They do cage escapes.
I've not seen a cage... Well, no, I'm sure they can get out the cage, but I've not seen a cage match in AEW where the cage escape results in a victory.
It's more of a outside interference blocker than that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of the cage matches that we've seen, like the Lucha Bros versus the Elites, Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. What are the other ones we've had? I'm thinking of War Games. There haven't been many cage matches in AEW. The ones I've seen off the top of my head, they all end in.
Has Jericho been in one?
He's been in a
He
war
was
game.
in that War Games type thing, but
Blood and
he got
guts.
thrown off at the end. It wasn't like part of the match.
Not a cage.
Yeah. I'm going Jungle Boy because look, there's a path we're drawing here towards Christian Cage, and Luchasaurus is in the way. So Christian, to quote my friend Den the Tech, is on his own at the moment, and he needs some company. So Jungle Boy needs to get through the big black dinosaur to get to the small blonde man. So Jungle Boy for me.
Well, everyone, it was obvious. Luchasaurus is my almost a TNA, my AEW pick, just like Bailey's my WWE pick. I came in, watched the first thing because of CM Punk. What that motherfucker. I watched it because of him, and then I saw Jungle Boy, and I was like, instantly, oh my god, who the hell is that? Instantly, just attracted to that style. I was like, yeah, I love that guy. Ever since then, I would always pick Jungle Boy, except when he goes against Christian. But I'm going to pick Jungle Boy in this one again because of that reason.
Jungle Boy, yeah.
So, hell to the yeah. And I hope he doesn't. I know you're trying to change that name. Yes, that's right. I read about that. Don't change your name, man. You're Jungle Boy. And don't you dare come up with that same last music.
They're gonna keep the music. He's just referring to himself as Jungle Boy Jack Perry now. He'll still keep the Jungle Boy as kind of like a mantle.
His dad in it. It's for, I think it's for his dad as well. Yeah. So
yeah.
But yeah.
Right. Big Tone.
Okay, so like many of you said, and I concur. Luchasaurus is the mid boss to get to the final boss. He's the warm up act, and like he's already had his win. So, like obviously, Jungle Boy now needs to get like his flair back. He needs to get his flame back, and like if he loses here, there's just really no path forward for Jungle Boy. So obviously, Jungle Boy's got to win. Whether it's by some Buki escape to cage, whether he flat out just flattens him and sends him off TV, who knows? Yeah, but Jungle Boy for the win.
I just thought of something. You know that
Christian going for Luchasaurus here.
No, it doesn't seem so. You know that whole he's on his own again thing. You do know that there's that line in Jungle Boy's song going on his own like Tarzan.
I thought we were going to get at least
we quoted that last time. We called him
Lucha.
Jungle B, but I don't want to call him that again.
Who you got?
Yeah. No, bro. I get a bit like Den. Jungle Boy's always been my guy. It's when I saw a feud building and I could see the Luchasaurus turn go. That's the only time I've gone against Jungle Boy. I believe that whether or not Luchasaurus is injured, I think Christian's injuries are healing up, and it's getting to that point. And I think that's why this match has come up at the time that it has. So I am 100% behind. Yeah, young Jack Perry, the Jungle Boy, all the way.
No, it's we brought the to the party. Very good. Tune into the Movie Mat Wrestling.
The Jungle Boy to rock the wrestling match against the Luchasaurus.
It was more of an accolade than it was more of an empowering thing because it was
I know, and that's how you always use that.
It was about
the Black Panther.
Well, have you seen the Black Panther in the Wakanda for the forever?
Wakanda. That's always been the joke, is that you use it to empower what you're saying. That's what I love about it.
That's fine. That is fine.
No.
Would everyone agree that Luchasaurus should go on his own path and not have anyone stand beside him? Because I think his talent's being a little bit wasted here. Like by now, he should be going for a singles title if he's going that path.
If that were to happen, which would not be far off, I think what would happen is it will be when Jungle Boy gets the victory of the feud, Christian will like berate him. Like, you're not worth anything, but obviously him and Jungle Boy, their paths are separated now. So Jungle Boy walks off the ramp, Christian's all pissed off, starts like slapping him about and what have you, and he doesn't have it. He flattens Christian, and now the Luchasaurus walks his own path.
Luchasaurus will be used at some point to like basically write Christian off TV, much in the way that AJ said, probably exactly how you just laid out for us. That you'll get angry with him because Luchasaurus lost, and then Luchasaurus will handle business. What I just hope is he doesn't get lost in the shuffle. I mean, he's an excellent character. It's quite unique. We don't really have any Kanes walking about, and Luchasaurus needs to be AEW's Kane.
How about you actually be a Kane and remove the mask?
I don't know. I think the mystique would be required in that. I don't know what you can do it, but I think what throws people off, and it's one of the lines I'm going to quote Nick with here. A man that size should not move that way, and I think that's the mystique of Luchasaurus. You know, if you take off the mask, and I'm not saying he can't still do it, but it's the name. It throws you off. You're looking for like a luchador. You see a guy who's like a freaking size of a T-Rex.
The thing is, though,
just like Jungle Boy's got another name in there. I'm talking. just like this is Jungle Boy putting anything into his name. Change his name as well. Luchasaurus was a great gimmick to bring people in. It now seems ridiculous if you're not with Jungle Boy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's kind of like when you have Devon Dudley when he became Brother Devon, and we knew that wasn't going anywhere. Once the feud is over between Christian, this feud is come to an end. They could be separate, but it's always open for that tag team to reunite. And I think that's the mystique of it. You could still have them on their own path doing a solo thing, but there's always the opening for the ability for them to come back as a tag team. So I don't think it could be completely written off. And I also feel like Luchasaurus might have been about before Jungle Boy was even about. I think Luchasaurus was a thing in what's that mad thing? Lucha Underground. Triple A Lucha Underground.
Leon, do me a favor quickly, please, brother. I'm getting your audio still, but your video is frozen. Just quickly refresh your page, and we're going to bring up the next match. And AJ, you are on for the next match. I don't think it's obvious, this one. It's The Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory.
Listen, it shouldn't be, but I called it wrong the last time, and I knew they were going to go with it. I feel that if you're going to talk money and popularity for AEW, it's The Acclaimed. They won their thing on a Dynamite. I missed it the last time. I think they need their pay-per-view victory as tag champs. So for me, Swerve and Our Glory do have a bit of something to them. I keep underestimating them, and it always has come back to bite me in the ass. But it may do it again today. But I am not going to quote it because then it's going to have like 100 sound bites of me saying it. So I'm with the Scissor Crew. And I'm just calling The Acclaimed all the way on this one. Yeah. I'm with The Acclaimed.
Come on.
You got it, bro. You got it.
This is me, Uzi ass.
They did. They did.
That Scissor got you good, man.
Puff pass, man. If I got a rotation.
Scissor pass, Leon. Scissor pass.
Nah, this is a flipping cough, man. Not COVID.
Does that exist?
Yeah, they did a music video. The Acclaimed did a music video on Dynamite.
That's funny.
And they took the piss. If you ain't seen, even if you just skip through Dynamite when you've seen it, just watch the little video that they did on Swerve and Our Glory. They take the piss, like literally. But the thing is you wouldn't back a team like that, if they're not going to retain the titles. It's just as simple as that. They're shooting them to the moon here. So for me, this is an easy one, really. And I don't really see Swerve and Our Glory sticking around much long. I definitely tend to turn in that one.
Who are you turn from, Leon?
Yeah, man. I mean, even in the music video, they do it with. I don't want to give away too much. I just want you not to see it. I just want you not to see it. I'm not going to say nothing about it. I'm going to spoil it. But
there's a small part. There's a small part because I've seen like a picture, and just to give a bit of a taster, they said it's not actually Swerve and Our Glory they're taking the piss off. They said it's actually Rich Swann and Willie Mack. So I've seen like the video characters that they used, and it's meant to be a bit out there, but I will check out the video.
It's clearly Swerve in Our Glory.
No. But someone is saying if you look at it, it looks more like that, obviously. But it was like a meme. It was like if you look at the characters, it was like two hobos more than.
I was gonna say it was definitely Swerve because Rich Swann's hair don't look that good. But anyways, I mean, like either grow dreadlocks properly or just cut the damn thing off, man. Like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? Like. Oh my god! Like,
I know us with our long hair, innit?
And I swear he's got a bald patch here somewhere as well. Like, let it go, man. Just let it go. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting paid all that money and you can't get a decent hairstyle. For God's sake. Anyways, without diversing
And
too
your
much
pick
into.
is?
Nope. Then you want to come on and say something? Go on, do your thing.
No, I'm just trying to find out the pick because it went around to turn and it turned back around and turned back around. I didn't get your pick, Leon.
Yeah, I was coming. I was coming to that. So yeah, they took the piss in the video that they made, and it seems like they're getting back here to go to the moon. So I'm picking the Acclaimed to retain the title.
So this is the one little spanner in the works I want to put out there. AEW for the longest time have been teasing FTR to be 7 stars with 4 belts. Well, they got 3 belts for now. So they need to get the AEW titles at some point. They are booking themselves into a bit of a corner here if they're going to have the Acclaimed drop the titles to FTR. Because as AJ keeps saying, the Acclaimed are so fucking nuclear hot at the moment. Doesn't matter how much people like FTR. In terms of who's in the fans' favor at the moment, Acclaimed are above FTR at the moment.
But that's what makes it better, bro. It's a money match.
Yeah, but it's not. There's no heels. They're both faces at the moment.
FTR ain't no face. They can never be a face.
Are you taking the piss? Watch FTR at the moment, mate. FTR are the face of the face, mate.
Oh man, they can go suck a dick.
The moment, I'll go with Big Ton's music thing here. The moment FTR changed their music, left the Pinnacle, and went face, that's when they became a big deal. I still don't like them, but I get the appeal. And yeah, they're absolute faces at the moment. They're fighting all the heels, and to have 2 faces in a match, I don't see how you do it. It would be a lot. It happens, but I don't usually like it. It's just a personal thing, obviously. But for me, booking wise, it makes a lot more sense to have, FTR beat up a team that's genuinely hated. And how do you get a team to become genuinely hated? Have them beat the Acclaimed and have people like Swerve Strickland in it. There is this little thing in the back of my mind going, we get a heartbreak here with the Acclaimed dropping the titles and then FTR righting that wrong and getting their 4 belts each. But I'm hearing AJ's logic, which is you just can't fucking go against how hot the Acclaimed are at the moment. It would be a mistake. But I don't think the Acclaimed should be dropping to FTR. So there has to be a stopgap in the middle. They're going to have to find a heel team.
So you think they should drop to Swerve?
Story-wise, I do think they should drop to Swerve, though I don't think that's going to happen for the reasons AJ and everyone has said.
You know what? Not that they're a worthy team, but you could take those 2 idiots from the fucking Jericho Appreciation Society or something. Fluke win, FTR just squash the fuck out of them if you don't want it. But I reckon your money, the money match is the Acclaim versus FTR. It's the 2 hottest teams. Once you take away the Bucks, the 2 hottest teams in AEW are there, and you call that a match, people are dying for it, bro.
Yo, he's made his pick. Sometimes change his mind, son.
But no. I'm picking the Acclaim. I'm picking the Acclaim. That'd be stupid not to. No.
What's AEW's
not to
WrestleMania? Is it all out?
All out.
It is all out. Yes.
Yeah,
that's their WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
All double or nothing. There's an argument.
Well, you can argue that now, Big Tone. Who's winning?
So yeah, like everyone said, like the hottest team on the face of the planet, like not just like in AEW is probably the Acclaim. The way they come out, like the pop they're getting that Road Warrior pop at the moment, yeah, and like it's nice to see from where they came when there was a team that was like constantly losing on Rampage to where they are today. That's true progression. And I feel the fans appreciate it. I certainly appreciate it. Yes, you can get the face versus face mega match in AEW because they actually handled it pretty well by giving the fans excellent wrestling match where they're both respected at the end, no matter who wins, and hands are shaken, like hugs are given, and then they can get the title back or have a rematch at some other point. In terms of Swerve and the Glory fighting FTR again, it could happen because they have Swerve and Cole just beat FTR. So I guess they need to do a third one to decide who's the best out of that team. But I feel that they're going in a different direction with Lee and Swerve. I think they're finally going to feud with each other due to basically Keith walking out on the stage, not fist bumping Swerve. He's had enough of Swerve, and like Swerve is a natural bad guy. That's what I like about him and his demeanor. The crowd, like, they've chosen the Acclaim, they cheer for him, they boo for Swerve. So the logical choice is to put Lee, who as someone who you do want to make a main eventer, against Swerve. So with that said, Acclaim retains.
And Tech.
Right. Acclaim retain because I watch a bunch of their videos and they're funny as well. John Cena's best gimmick was the rapping gimmick, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree.
And then this one was just, my God. I was like, yes, I haven't seen the recreation of this and it actually worked. Plus, the fact that what everyone's waiting for is for the big guy, I can't remember his name, on the other team, turning.
Keith Lee.
Heel. Keith Lee. Just turning on and beating the crap out of his teammate. And that become Keith Lee character. So yeah. It not only
turning face.
Winning. No, turning the other way. Turning one other way. I'm doing a Leon. He's gonna turn around so much he's gonna become whatever he was when he started. So yeah. There we go. It's gonna be a turn as well. Was it a nefarious means? No, I'm just trying.
Nefarious means.
Hey, you know what? Nah, I don't see it ending by the nefarious.
No. It ends with a normal ending, and then one person just goes bad and beat the crap out of the other one. There you go.
All right. Up next, I am super excited for this next match. It is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus, I can't believe I'm saying these words, Saraya. And if you don't know her,
aka Paige,
should know her, it's Paige. And that's who I'm picking. This is a fucking homecoming queen. This is just like poetic justice in the best possible way. This is redemption. There is only one result here, and it's Saraya.
And okay, Karen.
Perfect.
No, that's it. Over to you.
Yeah, I'm picking what's it called again? The other one, not Saraya, because that's shitting on your entire female division. If someone comes in to have wrestled for such a long while and defeat one of the good wrestlers, so yeah, she shouldn't win.
What, you're going for Britt Baker?
You're picking
she should
Britt?
Not win. Yes, I'm picking Britt. She should not win. Logically, she should not win.
Logically, she should win. The women's division exists because of her. Fuck it.
She should
Keep
not
your
win.
thing. Keep your thing.
She should not. Yeah, of course, I'm picking it. She should not win because she hasn't wrestled for how long? She should lose via just about to set up another match.
Fuck
there
me. Big tone.
That's right.
You know what? It's not actually that far off what you're saying, because again, I've been watching Rampage and Dynamite, and the exchange between Saraya and Britt, and they really need to be careful. AEW do, because AEW are fiercely loyal fans. Yeah, and I've seen that because of some of the promos Saraya's been cutting, they slightly turning on her, and with DMD. Especially when Saraya cuts a promo saying, "Oh, I've done Madison Square Garden, yeah. I have a star. You can never be a star." To DMD, yeah. Like, that's not a face promo. You should not be cutting that in AEW because they look at her as DMD as their girl, yeah. So therefore, like, you gotta really be careful. Like, it should be the comeback queen. It should be the happy moment that everyone's expecting, but at the end, like, you're doing it at the expense of someone who has built that division, who's literally been the face. Yeah.
Who you got, Big Tone?
But I've got to go with you, Nico, because again, this is Saraya's massive return after how long? I don't think she's coming back to lose, personally. But I wouldn't be surprised because again, DMD is their girl. Yeah, but no, Saraya.
That shit on your entire division, and someone that hasn't wrestled for so long, come back from nowhere.
I don't agree, but
but
Simsy, do not be falling asleep on me now, my man.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to prevent myself from having a cough attack. This
don't puff, and you won't cough.
This is a very interesting one because okay, they're saying that the doctors have cleared Saraya to wrestle, which is incredible news if that's seems to be true. I don't see anyone putting. I've been reading up a lot of things about this whole situation, and I don't know. She's gone to several doctors and stuff like this. A lot of people have not cleared her. Some people have. I don't know what this is, or whether I'm just getting caught up in the storyline itself. But like, it's a comeback story, isn't it? So obviously, the way she went out was very sad. You know, this is her first time getting back into a ring to actually wrestle and do all that kind of stuff. Don't really see it making sense her losing, but at the same time, then the tech makes perfect sense of Britt Baker being AEW's sweetheart, basically. But at the same time, that's the same as FTR versus the Acclaimed. You know, obviously, who the crowd are going to go for more? Saraya will end up losing a couple matches, but I don't think she'll lose this one coming back for her first match in how many years. I don't see her losing it. Not really. So I'm going for Saraya to win.
Yeah, baby. Go on, AJ. I'll pick Saraya as well.
Save the best for last.
Bro, 100% Saraya. Are you mad? Like, the only thing, to go back to what Leon is saying, is there is a doctor that's cleared it. Now, irrelevant of which way you show it, she's shown a certificate that's showing she's cleared. Tony Khan, I am begging, I am praying to you, please make sure that doctor is correct, because I cannot see that girl go through any form of paralyzation or anything. Like, I am legit touching wood on that. But this right now is her moment. The Queen, as far as I'm concerned, fuck Charlotte Flair, the Queen is back. Okay?
Yeah.
I would love to see her still use the finisher and call it the Rampage. It would be awesome for a Friday. Like the Rampage, like The Rock had SmackDown. Rampage is her house. This is her house now. Yeah. Go back to what you're saying, Dan. Yeah, it could be that. Double turn it. I don't care. I've got to keep my voice down before I get told off in my new yard. But the other side of it is you can double turn. I'm down for that. You can have Britt Baker beat the absolute fuck out of her and make us feel like, oh my God, has she been injured again? The same way WWE made us think Shawn Michaels' concussion and remember Insiguri from Owen Hart locked him out. I don't care what you do.
You know what? I agree with you there. Definitely agree with you there.
Like, yeah, you can do what you want, but 100%, there is no way the world has been clamoring for this girl to come back and she loses. I'm sorry, 1,000%. Come again?
Wonderful when she does. It's gonna be wonderful when she does, just because.
No.
I'll be on my own.
You know what?
No,
if that's the case, yeah, like Britt Baker has a hard time saying. She has a thing about her saying it's her house. It's her house. Let it be her house, because as far as I'm concerned, and this is agreeing with you, AJ, it's Paige's world. You understand? Yeah. She's got this. Yeah. It's Soraya's. Sorry, Saraya, because she's Saraya in this. It's Soraya's world. Saraya, it's her world. So,
yeah, I agree with Dendo. I don't think it's cool to have someone from the outside come in and like just walk all over your division. So, yeah, Saraya does win. In no ways, she in no way like overshadows
because of Paige's work, man.
They in no way overshadow.
No, I'm so happy for her.
Like what they've done. Yeah.
Hold on.
Can I jump on? AJ.
Detroit.
One of the things I will clearly say, I've always said it, my biggest fear for AEW is that they become TNA 2.0, they become WCW 2.0, where every time you see someone sign up, that they just make them the victory. That's why I had beef with Sting and Christian and all these guys turning up. I don't want to see you just turn up and win. This is different. This is return from injury. This was a written off career. It's not your usual, she's an ex-WWE who jumped in. This was, I never thought we'd see this again. And that's what makes it different for her. And this is why I'm backing Saraya 100%. I don't see it as I see it as she's found a new home because the other company didn't trust her, but this is a talent you can't hold back. It's completely different from, Matt Hardy was misbooked and, let's make him a star now. This was someone who was categorically written off. It's a complete different story, guys. It's not someone taking over someone's division.
Guys, I know that people want to say more on this. I've got to move on. There's 4 matches and it's nearly midnight. Den, one thing. Bro. Den, go.
My only way I see Sarah winning this is via she get dominated towards the end, and when Scott Britt Baker play with her too much and loses because she's playing around. That's it.
No wrestler has lost coming back off injury. I'll just leave that there.
All right, Den, you can stay on for this one. Triángulo de Muerte, the Death Triangle, which has got Pac, the Lucha Bros, and the returning Elite.
Right, this one is one of the ones I was really confused about because the right team actually got the trios titles in the end, which they should have had it from the start. It shouldn't have been the Elite have it should have been them. But I thought they took it off the Elite because they had to take it off because of this all backstage bullcrap. And are they going to just put it back on them just to do what they were planning to do in the first place? Or they decided to stay with it? So I'm going to go, just because I'm a fan of B, Elite, B, Elite.
Who are you going with?
The Elite.
The Elite. I'm going to bring AJ on here because I know he's got a lot to say about this.
You're a prick. You are a prick. I don't have a lot to say. I'm majorly confused. I'm torn as hell because personally, my team that should have won the trios is House of Black. Yeah, that's who I think should have had it, and that's what I'd like to have seen as a feud. But let's take that aside and let's go into what's really going on here. I've seen what Tony Khan done when Sammy Guevara was suspended. He was given the hero's welcome. This is the Elite. This is very difficult to say no. And I'm torn in, do you go with the team that have held it after Brawl Out, like the guys who have actually held it and represented for you? Pac has even dropped the All Atlantic title, so it's not like it's to say that there's anything else for them at the moment. And is it like, oh, these guys have just come back in? But it's a comeback story. I'm very, very torn on this. No, do you know what? It just screams the Elite, doesn't it? You can't have this comeback story and a loss. It doesn't sound right. It should be Death Triangle, but it will be the Elite.
Big Tone.
Okay, so there's a few things at odds here. Like, yes, this can be the redemption story of the Elite. It can be course correction. Like, let's forget all of that thing ever happened. Let's go back to the beginning. Yeah, we can do that. Or, I don't know, is there going to be some type of ongoing ramifications that even the Elite agreed to, such as, we will take the loss here, we'll eat the loss because we kind of let down the locker room for that. So we want to show that we're team players, we're responsible, especially as the EVPs, and we're going to, let Death Triangle keep doing their thing. Now, the one reason I feel that that's not the case is because the storyline on Dynamite and Rampage, with Pac slowly being like, look, we should be heels, we should be winning at all costs, and Death Triangle are like, nah, we don't really want to do that. So are we either going to break apart the Death Triangle and have them start feuding with each other, and Pac gets a new partner and it's sort of some tag team beef, or is it a thing where Death Triangle are going to turn like all of the heel and they retain the titles through nefarious means?
Hey.
There it is. I'm trying to see it, but I can't.
But no, I'm going to go with the Elite. It is very, very hard, actually. But I'll say one thing. I'm the biggest mark for Death Triangle, especially because it's got my boy Ray Phoenix in there. But I can't believe I'm going to say this. Their trio's defense has been dead. Like they've put on some matches which, by their standards, have been very below par. I mean, that's when you set the bar so high that anything below that, grading on the opposite now curve, right? But it's not been a good run. The way they won it didn't feel good. The way that they've gone about defending it hasn't felt right. I think we just need to hit the reset button on the trios titles, and we need to put it back on the Elite. It has to be the Elite for me.
I've had a vision. I'll let Leon say his thing, then I'll say my vision, but I am going to stick with my answer. But I will hate myself if it happens.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Big Tone here, because Death Triangle have been showing a few. It looks like dissension, but then at the same time, it's more of a disagreement. They could all become more heelish, but at the same time, I'm looking at another angle as well. I'm looking at that with the dissension going on with Death Triangle, but I'm also looking at the Elite have been taken off the suspension. You ain't seen CM Punk, which clearly shows that they had nothing to do with the whole stuff that happened backstage. So they're obviously being let back in. And again, this might be another redemption song. This might be a thing where they come in, and one thing I agree with what Nico's saying as well is that the titles, the defenses have not been that great. I actually have to agree there. Even on Dynamite, the match where they had with Dante and his brother and this other guy, was it AJ Fox or whatever his name is?
AR Fox, he was great.
Fox. It was all right, but it wasn't like an eye opener for me. You know, you knew who was going to win the match, especially because of what's coming up. And this whole title defense, I would even agree. I would even go as far as saying it looks like Death Triangle are just keeping those belts warm for the Elite. This is what it looks like. Now we're at a big pay-per-view. They're back. They're going to pick up where they left off, and then basically that's when the trios title will start having proper stories. As much as I really do want to say Death Triangle because I love all three of them, this will probably come back to bite me in the ass, but I'm going to say the Elite.
Interesting. Okay.
So this video they've had that's hit me before we go over. Malachi Black is coming back, isn't it? They've been like House of Black promos, isn't it? I have this feeling they will interfere, cost the Elite the match, and that will be a feud, and the win. But the House of Death Triangle might just come out there because of an interference from House of Black. I don't know why it's just hit me.
One thing I will say about Death Triangle's reign is they have not had matches with any of the big trios, like the Jericho Appreciation Society, Blackpool Combat Club. You need to like get a feud in with them guys like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go first for the next one because I think it's quite cut and dry, and I'm gonna give myself a treat. It is the World Title Eliminator Tournament. So at the time of doing this, we've got Ethan Page versus Bandido on one side versus Brian Cage or Dante Martin or Lance Archer versus Ricky Starks. The way I'm seeing this is it doesn't fucking matter because it's only Ethan Page. They're building him. He's not going to win. He's not winning that title, but he's going to be MJF's first defense. The story's there with how the firm betrayed him. I think it's for me, it's quite clear cut. I'm going to go Ethan Page.
What about Lance Archer?
By all means, Leon, have at it.
No, I'm saying like, didn't they? Hang on, I swear they did Ethan Page versus Bandito on Dynamite.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't say enough.
That's how he qualified.
Yeah. Okay. That guy Lance Archer, he's a dangerous guy. You know, he's a dangerous guy, but I don't think he has. It's a tricky one.
Some would say he's a murder book.
Yeah, even that.
You mean the Murder Hawk?
Fuck.
Right, see, because I'm not very familiar. Can I just see that table up again? Because
yeah, man, sure. Here you go.
Don't invite. Oh,
so it's all on the right, essentially.
Okay, Ricky Starks too early to be shooting to the moon. Lance Archer is a dark horse. I could see it being Lance Archer and Ethan Page, and you know what? I'm gonna sugar. Why is it so hard for me? Right. Okay, you can put it off now.
And you pick.
For me, it's between Ethan Page and Lance Archer, and
it's.
Amen.
Right.
If you don't pick anything, you get nothing.
I'm gonna go Lance because you rarely see Lance lose matches. That's what I'm gonna say. Whereas Ethan has lost matches. So on that, Lance. I'm gonna go Lance.
All right. Go on, Grease Lightning.
Ethan Page, simple reason, MJF. I mean, everyone around MJF is winning because MJF is going to win. Anyway, we get there.
Big Tone.
Well, it's funny that we say Ethan Page wins because of MJF. I'm half with you on that, but the flip side of that for me is that I feel MJF is a lying bastard, and that the firm are firmly still in his corner, pun intended. Yeah, I feel that like he's doing this whole massive face turn and everything, but he's lying, and he's gonna come out and he's gonna brag about it next Dynamite about how we're all stupid for believing.
We'll
that.
get to the MJF match.
He's gonna be hugging my man. But all right, so how does that fall into this tournament? Yeah, I reckon the only place we're gonna go face versus heel MJF, because whoever fights MJF is not winning. I would say put Ricky Starks in there to sort of elevate him into like, oh, this could be a title contender guy. Yeah, then have him go do something else. But just have that first feud with MJF as a warm up. So Ricky Starks.
Wow. Okay. And it's over to the 1AJ.
I'm gonna go with Ethan Page because I really wasn't sure where to go. I would like to have said that my money was on Ricky Starks, but the way he got squashed by Powerhouse Hobbs last time, I lost all sorts of faith. No, it's real. I lost all faith. I understand that the Murder Hawk has been there, but in the same breath, he's had title shots. I think if you're going to give us something fresh of a tournament of this nature where you've got some fresh names in there, give it to a fresh name for a title contendership. And yeah, I think that's what gives Ethan Page the thing. And if there is that history, and going back to my other theory, it's who will be the one from MJF's past to haunt him. So I think that works out with Ethan Page.
Big Tone. The next one is Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose.
Look, it's late. It's Jade. Just everyone move on, man.
I'm kind of with Ben on that.
Yeah, I can't see Nyla, like, because she's just been running around with the title, antagonizing Jade. I can't see Jade dropping it here, Jade.
Can we agree it's all Jade, yeah, and just go to the next match?
I agree. I'm thumbs up.
Well, Jade was my pick.
Jade. Everyone say Jade. Cool. Big Tone, I'm going to keep you on, and we're going to go to the other women's match, which I actually think is fucking hard. So I'm very curious to what you have to say here. Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, this is hot. This is probably definitely the hottest match of the night.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But damn, in terms of the outcome, it's hard because has Toni Storm's reign been that great? Yeah,
nope.
I don't think it has.
No,
it's
it
a bit of a bust. Yeah, to be honest. But then at the same time, yeah, like the match he was building to was Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm. That was the whole point. Yeah. So do you keep on with that plan? Or the plans change. Jamie Hayter has quite a big following, and like people been cheering for her, and like again, you've got places to go. Whoever Saraya beats, is going to be looking at Jamie Hayter, and like there's a storyline for both of them there, whether it's Saraya versus Jamie or it's Britt versus Jamie. Yeah, like you could go either way. So I'm actually gonna say Jamie. I know that Tony needs sort of a big bookend win, and Jamie Hayter would do it. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say they're gonna change the title. Jamie's gonna get
Tech.
Well, if I could show you on my list, because I made it to see who was wrestling that day. Next to that one is you can't see the name, but it's a question mark next to her name. I didn't know who the hell was gonna win this one. I actually put a question mark next to this one. Like I'm picking this person, but I'm not sure. But I'm going with Jamie Hayter because no one gives a shit about Toni Storm right now. Jamie Hayter is the one to give the title to. They should give her the title just because.
I was trying to be nice about it, but
yeah, that's the shit. I'm thinking about. Remember, I don't watch. I just read, and no one gives a shit about that one.
Thoughts, Mr.
Rusi? They've been teasing Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa to obviously unify that title. Now, for me, I think Jamie Hayter will give an excellent match. There'll be a lot of those 2.999 kind of counts. but I don't think it's her time just as yet. Now, the thing about Jamie Hayter is that she can give such a great match.
Yeah.
And you don't have to put the belt on her to make her something. She could actually afford to lose that match and still come out a winner. She will pick herself off the floor, and the whole arena will be chanting her name. Now, what they should do is wait till they unify the titles, and then when it becomes the full women's world title again, then make Jamie Hayter win it. But just wait to see who the undisputed champion will be between Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm. Yes, Tony's title run hasn't been that great, but neither has any interim champions really. Moxley's
Thunder Rosa wasn't that good as champ, to be honest. So I'm with you on that.
And Moxley, like his title defense when he was interim champion, wasn't that great either. It was until they unified the belts to make it one that they started becoming better matches and stuff. So as much as I would love, and you know what, I'm in Southampton a lot with the job I do. But anyways, as much as I would love Jamie Hayter to win this match. Don't think it's her time just yet. It's coming, definitely, that without a doubt. But right now, they've been promising that match for the unification. I think they're going to stick by that word and give us what they promised. Then we'll proceed from there. So I'm going to say that Toni retains her women's title.
So for different reasons, didn't want to interrupt, but I have heard that Tony Khan's contemplating actually stripping Thunder Rosa of the title. Not too sure why or what the situation is there, but I believe one of the things that has been systematic in the AEW Women's Title runs have been that it's not short of Britt Baker. It's never been really eventful. They've always just been there, but they get a lengthy run. And I think this is one of the first, or quite a high profile, if not the first, title defense for Toni Storm. So as much as it doesn't seem great or anything, I think it's part of that run to make her title look like a lengthy run, which I think that's something AEW do. So it's not great, it's not exciting because I'm hearing what everyone's saying, but I still think it's Tony's time for now.
Y'all haven't helped me, at all. I'm still completely fucking split. I agree, JB.
Oh, it's two Tony and two Jamie. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm the splitter.
To add to AJ's thing, I hear that Miss Rose is meant to be coming back as well, but I just don't know when.
Interesting.
Nico, is here. Go on.
Yeah, this is really.
You've only got 1 minute. You've only got 1 minute. I'm timing you. Go.
Time away, my friend. I see it's 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 44 seconds. So this is very difficult because should Tony be given a longer run to face more high-profile opposition? Should Toni Storm be facing someone like a Saraya or a Britt Baker in a title defense? Yes, most. I may have just convinced myself. Leon's words
applicable for anyone.
Leon's words are resonating with me, about how Jamie, yes, but is it her time? Is it her time? Fuck, this is difficult. Which actually tells me the match has been booked very well. The fact that it's this difficult tells me it's a good booking. Oh my word. I know. Does Toni Storm get a longer reign and defend against high-profile opposition? Who is going to be Britt or Saraya? She can't keep fucking around with the energy. AJ, what?
Oh, your minute's gone.
The minute's done.
Oh, it has, hasn't it?
And you've picked.
It is
Jamie.
Flip a coin.
Jamie.
It is what?
He's gone for Jamie. He's joined the clan of the Jamie.
I felt like he was rushed on that one,
Oh,
you sure, Nico?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all.
Right, I give you 10 seconds to change your mind. 9,
No.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
It hurts more.
2, 1. That's it. You picked Jamie Hayter. Let's move on. It's been logged.
All right, I'll stay on for this one. Come on. The big one. If it will fucking load up, I don't know why it's not loading up.
It's up. It's up. It came up.
It didn't come up on mine. John Moxley versus Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I am so fucking excited for this match for a number of reasons. One, the promo that Mox cut on Dynamite, for the first time in a long time, he cut a promo that really, really resonated with me. It's like, pain ain't a thing. I don't give a fuck about all that. I am the guy that needs to bring that nastier edge out of you and put you that much over the top. Yes, there's a kayfabe thing going on there.
Excellent.
Check.
Yeah.
How much of that did you hear?
No, I heard it.
Yeah, we heard it.
Okay. So, yes, obviously there's the kayfabe story of Moxley's the big bad wolf who, you know, pushes people to the edge. Pull the curtain back. Moxley has been anointed as the guy who is going to push MJF over the edge and put him to where the fans want him. MJF's promos have just been stuff of legend. That even that promo he cut on that podcast a few weeks ago was so good that they actually made it his official promo on Dynamite, going, every time I've been at the top, I've been overshadowed. My return, overshadowed by a freaking press conference. He just laid it out beautifully. And my big prediction is William Regal is turning. I don't think it.
I said the same thing. I want to go second.
I agree with you. Maxwell is a lying little shit. But the firm ain't in his pocket anymore. I think he's gonna get William Regal to turn, because there was something they said. There's a promo he cut on Regal a few weeks ago, which made me raise an eyebrow. And the way the camera's been working, focusing on Regal over the course of the last few weeks, is just, obviously now I'm fan booking, but it's just made me double down on what I'm thinking. You know, when he was like, it's because of you that I didn't make it in WWE. It's because of you not returning my calls, you not answering my emails, that I am the way I am. It's your fault. And then Regal saying, you weren't good enough. Prove to me that you are. It's like, okay, prove to me that you are. So there's a little father-son daddy thing going on here. Has to be MJF. We all know it's going to be MJF. What I'm interested to hear everyone says, how we get there. For me, it's William Regal.
That's interesting.
Well, because I'm going to go the same points as you. Yeah, that's literally why I wanted to go second, because I wanted to be the one to say this before it becomes... Yeah, I'm going for MJF, obviously. And my thing is, I don't watch wrestling that often. I don't really watch that stuff. I saw the Uzi promo on WWE, and I saw the promo with MJF and William Regal in the ring. And oh my God, that was mind-blowing. I loved it. And you can tell that was so off the cuff that even to the point of I'm looking at it going, this is not scripted. These two are not supposed to be together, but the fans love it. They came back again together. The Blackpool Combat Club, I don't care about that club. Fuck that club. Bring them two together. And then once again, it could be. I want William Regal to be the Paul Heyman to Brock. Brock can talk. Paul Heyman can talk better. MJF can talk. William can talk, and it's just a bounce off each other. Talk to each other about people. Oh my God, I really want them together, and I would actually watch more wrestling because of that. So yeah. That's just it. I just want that to happen. I don't even care about the match. I want that to happen.
But you're going to be there for the match at Big Tones, yes?
Yeah.
Last time you had an AEW pay-per-view, my friend, you really enjoyed it, let me remind you.
It's not that. It's work. But yeah.
Big Tone, lay in with your prediction.
Okay, I mean, it's interesting hearing you work and both of your points. And because again, it is quite poignant. I've seen the camera angles, and I've seen that is really a good way to take it. Regal joins MJF. A couple of things that makes me a little doubtful about that, though, is that are we saying goodbye to the Blackpool Combat Club already?
Yes.
But they've been so dominant.
But they haven't.
They have. They've had probably the most titles out of all factions for the year.
Danielson's been bitched around, mate.
They had a Ring of Honor champion. They've had the Pure champion. They've had the AEW title in there. Yeah.
Bro, I heard the bookies aren't even taking bets on if Jericho chokes out Danielson again.
All right, so like going back to the point of that, so I'm not like really so sure that they're done with that and the whole gang warfare thing. Like I said, if I'm right and MJF and Stokely are indeed lying, yeah, and they like turn and the firm is in his pocket after all, then obviously the foil for them is like the Blackpool Combat Club, and if that is to happen, then the whole thing with Regal and MJF is taking another turn, and that could be Regal's final match. Yeah, and like MJF, like basically, is gonna have a lengthy title reign, but along the way, he's gonna need some good opponents. And hell, after the promo they cut, like on Dynamite a couple of weeks ago, what better opponent would be Sir William Regal? Yeah, having his final match in AEW to much fanfare. He almost wins, just like when they had King versus Miz many years ago, and King almost won, but he didn't. Yeah, but it was an excellent filler match. I feel this is what can be at play here. But either way, MJF's winning.
Yeah, MJF is gonna win. Now, we're talking about this Blackpool Combat Club. Now, who's to say that the Blackpool Combat Club couldn't realign? So, new members. I mean, because the Regal thing does sound logical, but then so does a realignment of the Blackpool Combat Club. They did it with the Four Horsemen, so it's definitely possible. But at the same time, I agree with Big Tone as well. Like, so soon to disband the Blackpool Combat Club. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one to call. There's a lot of angles that I could name here, but I'm not gonna go into it because there's so many angles here. This match is so good. There are just so many angles with this match. Like it's just impossible to call how it's gonna go. But it all seems like we're going the way of the same person here as the winner of this match, and that's MJF. I just don't see Moxley holding that belt for whatever reason. Even if I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
Give Mox his vacation. He's meant to get a vacation.
He was meant to be on holiday a long time ago.
Yeah,
this is MJF's time. It would have been an interesting feud with Punk, which it was meant to be. Mm-hmm. It's now come out to be even more interesting because the first time this guy was denied a title shot, it was against Moxley. I'll give you credit, Nick. I've seen someone else put it out there today on Insta that they feel that Regal's going to be turning, but you were the first to say it, and it is actually on a pod that you have said.
First.
Bro, I called that shit over a month ago.
I called that shit so quick. Straight after that promo, I don't know if it was a month ago, but as soon as that promo went, these two should be together. They're going to be together. Instantly.
If it's you, then I apologize. But
it's Nico. I'll give it to him. I'm not giving it to him. It's his.
Okay, watch the promo that they cut Wednesday gone.
Yeah, I ain't watching wrestling until.
But what I will say.
Sorry.
Yeah, what I will say is if you are looking for that moment, do you remember there was a moment with MJF and Wardlow where the ring was thrown over, but he threw it to the wrong person, something along that line? I actually think it's going to be a case of brass knucks being slid over, and everyone's thinking it should be going to Moxley, but it will go to MJF. He will knock that bastard out, and he will take the title that's rightfully deserves to be him. And you will see it's the nefarious means, to quote Big Tone. I think you're going to see a dirty player linked up with a dirty player, and that's where you're going to see slime balls. But this is MJF's time. It's long overdue. Let's celebrate it because we know he's better than Moxley. And that's it.
I love your brass knucks angle, by the way, and that actually feeds into the story even more because he keeps on saying, "I don't need the diamond ring, but the brass knucks."
Brass knucks. Yeah. Also, what's it called?
Love that angle, AJ. Well done.
Regal is so much better as a bad guy. He loves being a bad guy.
Yeah.
Him as a face is like being Randy Orton as a face. He's done good now as a face, but he's naturally a heel. Turn the lights off.
If this is the way, you know what? I'll tell you what, right? If what you lot are calling for stops him from whatever he keeps saying to Excalibur each time he goes to the commentary table, then please, yes, let that happen. Because I don't get what this. I don't get it. I just don't get it. He's not that person.
You mean the way he'd like to break him open like a yummy little creme caramel?
Oh, God.
Cringe.
God, AJ.
No, I was just going to just touch on this other part of the Blackpool Combat Club. They're an interesting faction, but it's just not like if you look at victories and talent, it's great, but they've never worked as a team. Personally, for me, I don't think it's one of those factions that you'll look at. And I think there were people talking about the implosion. I think by the time that you've got this match where two members are clashing already in the ROH title, I think each one will just realize that they're better off as single stars than being this thrown together team without their leader. They are nothing. And I think that's what will happen. He will line with MJF and they'll just, kind of like when Seth turned, Roman and Dean just went their separate ways. It will just be one of those kind of, that's the end of the Blackpool Combat Club. He'll be like,
let me counter that. Can I counter that?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I do think that there's a big possibility of that happening. But then, like, there's also the possibility of them keeping going, adding more members, or bringing in someone else, like Arn Anderson, to be the front man. Yeah, they can bring in anyone to be the front man, like who walks down with them in that role. Hell, they might not even need a front man. Moxie might just be the leader, and that's it. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They could realign the whole group.
All right,
Moxie's
guys.
getting his ass into the boss clubs, going on holiday, and MJF can feud with the Blackpool Combat Club. There you go.
Let's wrap
he's
that
got
up.
Ethan Page. He's got Ethan Page, and he's going to have Wardlow, who's going to drop the title.
He should have everyone.
We'll see Saturday, won't we, lads?
But it doesn't matter because whoever he takes on, he's better than them, and we know it. It's his time to rip.
AJ, close this show off.
Okay, guys. We've done it. So it's going to be an interesting show. We will be putting it out on the Twitters and the Instagram for you guys to put your vote so we can see which way you're leaning. It's going to be an exciting show. It's time to celebrate MJF as champ. Everything else is either way by the by, as far as I'm concerned, and Jade Cargill, because we all agreed on that one as well. But apart from that, guys, it's going to be a full one. We are now sailing at Full Gear for this AEW pay-per-view. It's going to be a good one. Ministry of Wrestling on Instagram, MOW News on Twitter, Ministry of Wrestling on Facebook. And again, if you would like to support the Ministry of Wrestling, you can head on over to direct.me/Ministry of Wrestling. Just click the donate page. It can be as little as you want, and we'll accept it. And we thank you. So until the next time, I am the one AJ Anthony Jordan.
And if you guys are movie fans, you can see myself and the one AJ Anthony Jordan every single Tuesday at 9 p.m. right here in the UK, Movie Mount Rushmore, wherever you can find your podcasts. I am Nico Luro.
I'm Dender Tech, the champion, reigning. Haven't left first place, not once.
Big Tone, out the zone. Have a good night, everyone.
Yep, Leon Uso Usi.